Hey guys, I'm New Name and welcome back. If you're new here, I am a RuneScape 3 player who recently made a old school Iron Man, and I've been sharing my journey and how I feel about old school RuneScape. I make old school RuneScape videos every Thursday and RS3 videos every Monday, so if you're interested in either of that, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Anyways, today I wanted to talk about the 3 things I hate most about old school RuneScape so far. To check out the things I love, check out the channel and watch the video from 2 weeks ago. Anyways, I'm gonna get right into it. Okay, so coming in at number 3 is actually gonna be the old school RuneScape bank. So don't get me wrong, I like placeholders. I like the fact that I can fill the bank with placeholders, so that way I don't have to worry about pulling my gear out or depositing all and filling it. But, the one thing I really miss from RS3 that I think would be great in old school RuneScape is actually presets. So in RS3 we have banking presets, which allows me to click one button and just withdraw everything I need from my bank for that setup. So if I'm skilling, I just click one button and it fills my inventory and equips what I want to skill with. If I'm going on a bossing run, same thing, I just press one button and I'm immediately rebanked. Now, I know this is just a quality of life thing, but to me, it just makes everything slightly easier and slightly faster, especially if I'm doing the same task over and over again, which, if you play RuneScape, you're probably well aware of, happens all the time. I really like the ability to just pull stuff out and not have to worry about making everything each time I need to bank. So yeah, just the bank with just because of placeholder or because of presets is why I am putting it at number 3. Okay, and number 2 is actually going to be examining players. So in RS3, you can right click and examine a player, and it'll bring up a picture of what they are wearing. Now, this is great, especially if you're a new player or a returning player, because I know what this guy right here is wearing, because I've played enough. That's a granite shield and a dragon scimitar. But as a new returning player for a while, for example, this guy right here with the Nezanot helm, I know that, and I can recognize that's a Dragon Defender, but the rest of this, I'm not entirely sure what it is, and I would have to look it up and compare it in a picture, and if he runs away, I don't know what he's wearing. So it's nice because it allows me to go, hey, that gear looks cool, what is it? And then immediately I can go look up how to get it. But first, I'd have to look into first figuring out what exactly it is they are wearing. You can see all these different people with gear that, old school RuneScape has added a lot of things. Like this right here, I think it's a Dragon Lance. I don't know, but I'm just assuming because I can't tell. And as someone who's newer to old school RuneScape, kind of makes it hard to figure out exactly what is going on and like where I can get that cool gear that they are wearing and so on. I get it's part of the MMO to look for things, but I do like being able to right click and examine, and yeah, I can't do that in old school RuneScape. It just adds a layer of barrier to entry in my opinion as a returning player or even a new player completely. And the number one thing I hate about old school RuneScape is actually Runlight. Don't get me wrong, I use it, I love it, I think everyone should download it and use it, but that's just the problem. I kind of don't like that Runlight exists. As a player, it makes it hard for me to understand the game when I have to use Runlight in order to do things. I love the Quest Helper plugin. It's amazing. But also, I mean, it kind of makes old school RuneScape easier, which I get is weird to say, but we don't have that in RS3, and I feel like that's part of a challenge is following an actual guide rather than having a client that tells you exactly where to go and what to do. I do like certain things for video making, like the Entity Hider plugin makes it great to film stuff. I can hide things, but the stretched interface mode is cool because it makes my interface easier for me to see, but also it kind of, I don't know if I'm just stupid and because I use Runlight, don't realize that there's a way to use it in the regular client. But it really feels like if you want to be competitive or at least fully experience old school RuneScape, kind of have to use Runelight. And the fact that it's a third-party client, yeah, it's supported by Jagex, but the fact that it's a third-party client that I have to download and go out of my way to download, and if you're a new player, it seems a little bit sketchy. I get it's in the official Jagex launcher. You can pick Runelight and download it, do the new client or the Java client, but I also think it makes it way too easy for bots to be in the game. The fact that it is open source kind of is the entire reason I chose a Iron Man account. Don't get me wrong, RS3 has its issues with microtransactions, but the bots in old school RuneScape kind of make it feel like no matter what I do on a main, I can't keep up or actually compete with the bots. So that is why the Runelight client is number 1 on my list. I'm not gonna lie, it's also one of my favorite things about old school RuneScape, but you can have a love-hate relationship with things. I think that's okay. Anyways, let me know down below, what do you hate about old school RuneScape? What do you love about old school RuneScape? And with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.